we also discussed the Bhagavad Gita verse, but Brahmano hi pratishtagam amritasya vyayasya cha. In the second part, one minute. Only half comes. Make it full. Right. Was the PDF. Only half screen comes.
Prabhuji, try to drag it from the left side. Now it's okay, huh?
Okay, anyway, we'll discuss from here only. I wanted to show the Sanskrit, but it's not of the screen is coming.
Prabhuji, the first screen itself is not full. We see only half.
Only half, no?
Minimized. Now it has come. For both are.
Both screens are coming.
No, but one is that menu is coming. Another one is This
Okay.
itself is the only half the screen is not full.
Okay. We'll continue with this. So in this Anuccheda, Jiva Goswami is quoting the prayers of the personified Vedas. 10th canto, 87th chapter, 17th shloka. We discussed part of it. Somebody can just recite the translation. Only those who are obedient to you.
Only those who are obedient to you are actually alive. Otherwise, Their breathing is like that of a bellows. By your grace alone, the elements, such as Mahat and Ahankar, have created this egg shaped body. As the ultimate form of the Purusha, encompassing all the sub levels of being, you have entered here in these five sheets, or, in other words, in the five substratum of being, beginning with Annamaya. You are beyond both Sat and Asat, and are consequently the remainder of all five substratums and the reality that supports them all. 10.87.18.
So this is the verse we discussed. In this, we have discussed some parts already. So if you see in the shloka, the word ritam comes. Last word in the shloka is ritam. Yaha sad asata param tvamata yadesh avashesha brutam. Last line, last word is ritam. Ritam means actually the form. For that, Jiva Goswami is quoting the shloka 2.9.4, where Lord Krishna told Brahma, Atma Tattva Vishuddhyartham Yadaha Bhagavan Ritam Brahmane Darshayan Rupam Avyalika Vratadritaha. I shall tell you what the Lord told Brahma, being pleased by his sincere austerities, in order to clarify the true nature of the self. Atma Tattva Vishuddhyartham. While showing him his form of the truth, Brahmane Darshayan Rupam. So, Ritam here refers to his true form. Ritam Rupam. Ritam Rupam. While showing his form of the truth. So here, Ityatra Ritatvenapi Prasiddham Shri Bhagavat Rupameva Tattvam. The absolute truth celebrated as Rita is nothing but the form of the Lord. The same word Rita comes in this present particular prayer of the personified Vedas. Ato Annamayadishu Purusha Vidaha Purushakaro Yascharamaha Priya Moda Pramodananda Brahmanam Avayavi Anandamayaha Sattvamiti. So Annamayadishu, amongst the Annamaya and so on. So amongst the Annamaya and so on, amongst the ascending supports given in Taittiriya Upanishad, that which was Yash Charamaha. Charamaha means that which was stated to be the ultimate support. Charama Shloka, we say. Krishna Charama Shloka is Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Charama means we can say climate or the ultimate. So amongst the Annamaya and so on, that which was stated to be the ultimate support, Charamaha, having the form of a Purusha Akaro, is you only, Anandamayaha, the blissful one. Because you are the whole of Priya, Moda, Pramoda, Ananda and Brahman. These are the parts and you are the whole. So we last class we discussed the meaning of the word Priya, Moda, Pramoda, Ananda and Brahman given by Ranga Ramanuja Mani from the Sri Sampradaya. So Priya means the happiness of beholding the entity or object longed for. Moda means the joy of attaining that object. Pramoda means the joy of active engagement in regard to that entity. Ananda means all exceeding joy. So then, the next paragraph, Jiva Goswami says that tasman Moola Paramananda Rupatvat Tavaiva Praveshena Tesham Tata Samarthyam Yuktameveti Bhavaha. So therefore, it is certainly correct, Yuktameva, it is certainly correct to say that by your presence, Tavaiva Praveshena, by your presence, the elements such as Mahat and Aham attain their capacity to create the universe. So because the Lord has entered the elements, all these elements, Mahatattva, Ahankara, Pancha Mahabhuta, etc., they get their capacity to create. The third canto, fifth chapter, during the description of the creation, the different elements which are created, they were unable to combine together. They were unable to combine together. The creation was not proceeding further. At that time, the presiding deities of the elements, they offered fascinating prayers to the Supreme Lord Krishna. We'll see the third canto, fifth chapter, last, I think, some 12, 13 prayers are the last section. And then in response to those prayers, the Lord enters the elements. And through his cohesive energy, he combines the elements and then the creation proceeds further. So therefore, similar thing. So therefore, it is certainly correct that by your presence, the elements such as Mahat and Aham attain their capacity to create the universe. Because you enter them as Moola Paramananda Rupatva. You enter into them as the original supreme form of Ananda. And this is also mentioned in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Ko hyevanyat kaha pranyat yadesha akasha anando nasyat. If Brahman, the personification of bliss, were not in the sky or in the heart, who else would infuse activity and maintain the vital force in the universe or in the individual body? So because the presence of the Lord, because the Lord has entered, therefore the creation is functioning. Just like a laptop is connected to the projector is connected to the plug point, laptop is connected to the plug point. Everything is there, but nothing is coming in the screen. Everything is connected. Nothing is coming in the screen. Why? Because the power switch is not on. Because the power switch is not switched on, the electricity has not passed inside, has not gone into the different gadgets. Because the electricity has not gone, so therefore nothing is coming. Once the electricity goes, then you can see the image. So therefore, we see that you enter into them as the original. Similarly, when the Supreme Lord enters into the different elements, then the elements get the capacity to create. So then, in the next paragraph, he says, Prakarane asmin yaduktam bhavati yadyap ekaswarupepi vastuni swagata nana vishesho vidyate tatapi तादृश शक्ति युक्ताया एव दृष्टे तत्तत् सर्व विशेष ग्रहणे निमित्तता दृश्यते न त्वन्यस्याः. So although a single object may have many qualities. Like milk, the single object, it has the qualities of fragrance, white color, cool sensation, and sweet taste. It has many qualities. But it is observed that only that vision which is equipped with the appropriate capacity can be a suitable instrument for perceiving every one of those attributes and no other. We discussed this example previously also. With the eye, we can only perceive the color. With the tongue, we can only perceive the taste of the milk. With the touch sensation, we can perceive only the cool sensation of the milk. But if you want to perceive all the attributes of the milk, then you can only perceive through the mind, which is the king of all the senses. Because mind is connected to each of those senses. So mind gets input from all the senses. So the mind perceives that as milk with white color, cool sensation, sweet taste, and a nice fragrance, etc. So a single object has many qualities, but only that vision which is equipped with appropriate capacity can be a suitable instrument for perceiving every one of those attributes and no other. I'll enlarge it. How to enlarge?
Prabhuji, try Control plus key.
Control plus. Start as whole screen. I was thinking. Start coming. Full screen. Auto fit call. Okay.
F11 key, press once. Let's see. Function and F11.
Okay. Let us see this one. So then further he says that Yata mamsamayi drishtihi Surya Mandalam Prakasha Matratvena Grihnati. Divyatu Prakasha Matra Swarupatvepi Tad Antargata Divya Sabadikam Grihnati. For example, with the grass eyesight, we can only perceive the sun orbit only as a mass of light. But suppose if a person has a celestial vision, then he can not only perceive the sun orbit, he can perceive the heavenly assembly and other objects within the sun. Within the sun planet, sun god is sitting in a sabha with different associates. One can perceive that if a person has a celestial vision. So despite its being purely luminous in essence. Eva matra bhaktereva samyaktvena tayaiva samyak tattvam drishyate. Tacha Bhagavan eveti tasyaiva samyak rupatvam. So similarly, only by devotion one can perceive the absolute truth in completeness. Because he alone is the complete manifestation of the absolute reality. A simple example is that just like in a house owner is there. Different people come to the house. A courier person comes to the house. He interacts with the house owner once in a while whenever he comes to deliver a courier or a post. So he knows some aspect of the house owner. And suppose an electrician comes to the house for working. He interacts with the house owner. He understands some aspect of the house owner. maid servant comes daily. Maid servant will know even more aspects of the house owner as compared to the electrician or the plumber or the courier person. But who knows the completely about all the aspects of the house owner? The housewife. Housewife knows everything about the husband, every aspect of the husband. So similarly, by bhakti alone, by the other processes, one can perceive certain aspect of the absolute truth. With the jnana marga, one can perceive the formless aspect of the absolute truth. By ashtanga yoga marga, one can perceive the paramatma aspect of the absolute truth. But by bhakti alone, one can perceive the complete absolute truth in completeness. So then further, ज्ञानस्य तु असम्यक्त्वेन दर्शितत्वात् तेन असम्यगेव तद्दृश्यते तच्च ब्रह्मेति तस्य असम्यक् रूपत्वम्. Because it has been shown that the jnana marga is an incomplete means. The realization of the absolute truth through the jnana marga is also incomplete. And that incomplete realization is Brahman, which is the incomplete manifestation of Bhagavan. So, tacha samanyatvenaiva grahane ekakarasya jnanasya tad antarina avantarabheda paryalochaneshu asamartyad bahirevavastitena tena bhagavata paramahamsa vrindanubhava siddha nana prakasha vichitrepi saprakasha lakshana paratatve prakasha samanya matram yad grhyate tat tasya prabharupattvena evot prekshate. So because the one-dimensional jnana, ekakara, the one-dimensional jnana apprehends the absolute reality in a generic way as something beyond Prakriti, but without any specific form or qualities. The one-dimensional jnana means it is referring to the Brahman aspect of the absolute truth. It is something beyond the three modes of nature, but has no form, no qualities, no activities. So the one-dimensional jnana, it is unable to capture the inner and outer distinctions within it. Tad antarinam avantarabheda paryalochaneshu asamartyad. It therefore remains only on the periphery. Bahireva avastitena. So tena Bhagavata Paramahamsa Vrindanubhava. Though the devotee, transcendentalists, experience the Bhagavata Paramahamsa Vrinda Anubhava Siddha Nana Prakasha Vichitrepi. The devotee transcendentalists, they experience the wonderful variegatedness within the Supreme Absolute Truth. They experience the so many qualities of the Absolute Truth. They experience the so many leelas of the Absolute Truth. But Jnana Marga captures the Absolute Truth only in a generic way. Saprakasha Lakshana Paratatve Prakasha Samanya Matram Yad Grhyate Tat Tasya Prabharupatvena Prakshate. So therefore, and so the Brahman is understood metaphorically as the Bhagavan's effulgence. Metaphorically, Prabharupatvena Utprekshyate. Utpreksha means metaphor. So Brahman is understood as the effulgence of Bhagavan. So tatascha ganatvam amshatvam vibhutitvam cha vyapadishyate tasya. It is moreover also called the rarefied form. Rarefied means what? Rarefied. Lessen the density or solidity of. Make more subtle or refined. Weaken the consistency of. Or make more complex, intricate, or rich. Yeah. It is moreover also called the rarefied form. What meaning can be taken? Okay. I'm not getting exact meaning. Rarefied form, the portion or the opulence of Bhagavan. So, Tasmad Akanda Tattva Rupo Bhagavan Samanyakara Spurti Lakshanatwena Swaprabhakarasya Brahmanop Ashraya iti Yuktameva. Therefore, it is appropriate that Bhagavan, who is the Akanda Rupa, who is the undivided absolute reality, Akanda Tattva, is the shelter of Brahman, which is the glow of the Lord's form, which is the Prabhakarasya, glow of the Lord's form, since Brahman is identified as but a generic manifestation of that same absolute. That same absolute. So then he says, Atayeva, then he quotes a pramana from the Shruti, from Subala Upanishad, from a Shruti. Atayeva, Yasya Prithvi Shariram, Yasyatma Shariram, Yasya Vyaktam Shariram, Yasyaksharam Shariramesha, Sarvabhutantaratma, Apahata Papma, Divyo Deva Eko Narayanaha. इत्येतत् श्रुत्यन्तरं चाक्षरशब्दोक्तस्य ब्रह्मणोऽप्यात्मत्वेन नारायणं बोधयति. He is quoting a Subala Upanishad. The Shruti recognizes that Narayana is the Atma of the Brahman, mentioned in the following passage. So, he whose body is the earth, Yasya Prithvi Shariram, Yasya Atma Shariram, whose body is the self, that means the Atma, Jivatma, whose body is the unmanifest, that is the Prakriti, Avyakta, and whose body is the imperishable, Akshara. So here it is described that Brahman, the Lord Narayana is the Atma, Brahman is the body of the Bhagavan, whose body is the imperishable. He is the supreme immanent self dwelling within all beings. Apahata Papma, free from all sins. The one divine Narayana. So in this particular Shruti Vakya, Subala Upanishad, the word Aksharam refers to Brahman. How can we take the word Aksharam refers to Brahman? Jiva Goswami is giving two reasoning in the next paragraph. Uktatmadi Shabda Parisheshya Pramanena. Uktatmadi Shabda Parisheshya Pramana means the only possible meaning for the word Akshara here is Brahman, and this is because of two reasons. The first reason is that by the process of elimination, Parisheshya Pramanena, because by the process of elimination, for example, in this shloka, the Prithvi or the earth signifies the material elements. Avyakta signifies the unmanifest material nature. And the Atma signifies the living entity. So the only remaining meaning that can be assigned to the word Akshara is Brahman. By the process of elimination. Because the other three words, Prithvi, Atma, and Avyaktam, refer to the material elements, unmanifest, and the Atma. So the word Akshara is assigned to the Akshara is given the meaning Brahman. And the word Akshara is also has the meaning of the word Brahman in the famous shloka of the four Kumaras. Tasyaravinda Nayanasya. Tasyaravinda Nayanasya. What's the full shloka? Tasyaravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu Antargatasva Vivarena Chakara Tesham Sankshobam Aksharajusham Apichitta Tanvoh. Sankshobam Aksharajusham. There the word Akshara refers to the Brahman. Secondly, Akshara is used in exactly the same way in the following statement, 3.15.43. And then, next, then Jiva Goswami is quoting another shloka from the Uddhava Gita. 11th canto, 24th chapter is Krishna speaking Sankhya Yoga to Uddhava. So from that chapter, at the end of the chapter, Krishna speaks the shloka, that verse is quoted. Tata Shri Bhagavata Sankhya Katane Kalo Mayamaye Jive Ityadau Mahapralaye Sarva Avashishtatvena Brahmopadishya Tadapi Tasya Drashtutvam Swasmin Nuktam. While teaching the Sankhya philosophy, Krishna states that during the Mahapralaya, final dissolution, only Brahman remains. Sarva Avashishtatvena Brahmopadishya. And then after that, by using the words Paravara Drisha, he says that he is the witness of that Brahman, even at that time. He is the witness of the Brahman even during at that time. Let us show I will show the shloka. Sorry. See the shloka. Kalo mayamaye jive jiva atmani mayyaje atma kevala atmastho vikalpa paya lakshanah. A different shloka, 1.20. No, sorry. Actually, Evam Sankhya Vidhi. 29th shloka. 29th shloka. Yesha Sankhya Vidhi Prokta Samshaya Granti Vedanah Pratilomanu Lomabhyam Paravara Drishamaya. So especially in the shloka, the word Paravara Drisha, that is the key word. Yesha Sankhya Vidhi Prokta. In this way, I, the perfect seer of everything. So Para Avara Drisha. Drisha means seer. Paravara Drisha means I, the perfect seer of everything. Material and spiritual. Avara refers to material and Para refers to the Brahman. So Krishna says that I am the witness of the Brahman. So I, the witness of the material things and the Brahman, have spoken this knowledge of Sankhya. Sankhya Vidhi Prokta. What is the benefit of hearing this Sankhya? Samshaya Granti Vedanaha. It destroys the illusion of doubt. Pratilomanu Lomabhyam. It destroys the illusion of doubt by a discriminative analysis of involution and evolution. Pratiloma Anulomabhyam. Involution means how the spirit successively involves in or as the elements of creation, and how the spirit successively withdraws from those elements. How the spirit successfully gets involved in the elements of creation, and that how the spirit successfully withdraws from those elements. So pratilobhanulobhabhyam paravara drishomaya. So I have spoken this Sankhya. So in this shloka, paravara drisha refers to I am the witness of the avara and para. So Krishna says, I, Bhagavan, is the witness of the Brahman and the matter. So this is another verse which is quoted. And then he says that, Ityatra paravara drisha ityanena soyam chatra vivekaha. Sankyam hi jnanam tachastram kalu swarupa bhuta tad vishesha mananusandaya yattat swarupa matram tadanim avashishtam vadati tadevacha brahmakyam. Let us here consider the following. Sankhya means knowledge. The Sankhya scripture explains only the swarupa of the absolute that remains at the time of dissolution. Sankyam hi jnanam tachastram kalu swarupa bhuta tat vishesha mananusandaya yattat swarupa matram tadanim avashishtam. So Sankhya explains only the swarupa of the absolute that remains at the time of dissolution, but without examining the attributes inherent in its own nature. That which remains is indeed called the Brahman. Tadanim avashishtam vadati tadevacha brahmakyam. So the Sankhya system does not explain the personal aspect of the Bhagavan. Sankhya system explains the process of creation and process of dissolution. Then after dissolution, Sankhya says that what remains is the Brahman, the quality-less aspect of the absolute. And Krishna says that Paravara Drisha, I am the witness of that Brahman. Therefore, Tadevacha Prapancha Avachinna Charama Pradeshe Prapancha Layad Vaikunta Iva Swarupa Bhuta Vishesha Prakashat Vishesha Aprakashat Avashishyamanattvena Vaktum Yujyate. Therefore, it is proper to say that after the cosmos is dissolved, Prapancha Avachinna, after the cosmos is dissolved, Brahman remains at the furthest boundary of the material sphere. Prapancha Avachinna Charama Pradeshe Prapancha Layad. Brahman remains at the furthest boundary of the material creation, just like Vaikunta, without any manifest qualities of the Lord Swarupa. And then he says that Tacha Svavisheshyamatram Swarupa Sakti Vishishtena Vaikuntasthena Shri Bhagavata Pritagiva Tatranu Bhuyata Iti. Indeed, Brahman is Bhagavan's own feature. But yes, as yet unqualified, Svavisheshya Matra, and is experienced as if different from Bhagavan, who is replete with the internal potency and is situated in Vaikunta. Shri Bhagavata Pritagiva Tatra Anubhuyate Iti. Tadevam Nirvisheshatvena Sparsha Rupa Rahitasyapi Tasya Bhagavat Prabharupatvam Utprekshya Tad Abhinnatvena Brahmatvam Yapadishtam. Tataha Sparsharupadi Madhuri Daritaya Sa Visheshasya Sakshat Bhagavad Angad Jyotishaha Sutarameva Tat Siddhyati. Yatoktam Shri Harivamshe Mahakala Purakyane Srimad Arjunam Prati Swayam Bhagavata. So indeed, Brahman is Bhagavan's own feature, but as yet unqualified and is experienced as if different from Bhagavan, who is replete with internal potency. and is situated in Vaikuntha. In this way, although Brahman has no tactility or form, owing to being without attributes, by regarding it metaphorically as the effulgence of the Lord, Brahman is indicated as being non-different from him. So because the original and complete Bhagavan is inherently self-endowed with mellifluous attributes, such as touch and form, the glow of his bodily limbs is even more appropriately indicated as Brahman. By way of example, so the glow of the Bhagavan's bodily limbs is indicated as the Brahman. So Bhagavan is inherently endowed with many attributes: touch, smell, taste, everything, etc. But Brahman is not endowed with the different attributes. But because Bhagavan is the Brahman is the glow of the Bhagavan's bodily limbs, the glow of his bodily limbs is indicated as the Brahman. So finally he quotes from the Mahakala Purana. So there is a section in the Harivamsha Purana. Harivamsha is like a supplement of the Mahabharata, I think. I think Mahabharata, or I guess Mahabharata. So in that Harivamsha Purana also, Krishna taking Arjuna to find out that the stolen sons of the Brahmana, that section is described. So then Krishna is taking Arjuna, Krishna is taking Arjuna beyond the material realm to the abode of Mahavishnu. So there Krishna is describing to Arjuna. Brahmatejam Brahmatejomayam divyam mahadyat drishtavanasi aham sa bharata shrestha mattejas tatsanatanam prakriti sa mama para vyakta vyakta sanatani tam pravishya bhavantiha mukta yoga viduttamaha सा सांख्यानां गति पार्थ योगिनां च तपस्विनां तत्परं परमं ब्रह्म सर्वं विभजते जगत् मामेव तद्धनं तेजो ज्ञातुमर्हसि भारत. O best of the Bharatas, the transcendental supreme Brahman effulgence that you witnessed is me. It is my eternal effulgence. Mattejas tat sanatana. It is my transcendental, eternal, manifest and unmanifest nature. Entering into it, the grand masters of yoga attain liberation. O Partha, it is the supreme destination for those who adhere to the path of Sankhya. Sa Sankhyanam gati partha yoginam cha tapasvinam. And for the yogis and ascetics as well. The supreme Brahman is distinct from the material creation. O Bharata, you should know to be the dense, you should know me to be the dense form of that effulgence. Mameva taddanam tejo jnatumarhasi Bharata. So in these, is concluding, now coming to the concluding part. Prakritihi iti tat prabhatvena swarupa shaktitvam tasya nirdishtam. In these verses, by specifying Prakriti as the glow of his own form, Krishna indicates that Prakriti here refers to his internal potency, Swarupa Shakti. Evam Purvodahrita Kaustuba Vishayaka Vishnu Purana Vakyam Apyetat Upodbalakatvena Drashtavyam Tasmad Dhritaya Iva Ityapi Sadveva Vyakyatam. Similarly, the statement cited earlier from Vishnu Purana regarding the Kaustuba gem should be understood as fortifying the above conclusions. So the explanation has been shown to be appropriate. So in this way, if you see this particular anuccheda, Jiva Goswami quoted Taittiriya Upanishad. And then he quoted Bhagavad Gita 14.27. And then he quoted the personified Vedas prayers. And then he quoted Subala Upanishad. Subala Upanishad. And then he quoted Harivamsha Purana. So all these things are quoted to show that how Bhagavan is the Ashraya of Brahman. So I'll just quickly go through the commentary, short commentary in Indian. So after introducing the key issues involved in the Taittiriya Upanishad passage, Jiva Goswami turns to the primary Bhagavatam words of this section, taken from the prayers of the personified Vedas. So each of the verses from this important chapter of the Bhagavatam is based on some portion of the Shruti, either the Upanishads or the Veda Samhitas. So therefore, that personified Vedas prayers is truly a direct commentary on the Vedanta. So the verse cited here is a commentary on the Taittiriya passage and must be analyzed in its light. So Shrutis recognize Sri Krishna as the Ashraya Tattva, or the supreme shelter of everything, including Brahman. The Ashraya Tattva of the Bhagavatam is Sri Krishna. The Shrutis, the personified Vedas, are recognizing how Krishna is the Ashraya Tattva of Brahman in this particular shloka. The Shrutis refer to Bhagavan as a Charama. You see in that shloka, third line you see. Purusha Vidon Anvayotra Charamo Annamayadishu Yaha. Charama means the ultimate. The ultimate of all the Purushas, beginning with the Annamaya. They say further that he has a form like a human, Purusha Vida. And the word Rita or truth personified in this verse should also be taken to mean the personal form of the Lord, because that form is the complete whole. Everything else is his part. And the mantra from Subala Upanishad also explains that Akshara is Bhagavan's part. The Brahman is Bhagavan's part. Akshara means Brahman. This is understood by the process of eliminating the meanings already indicated by other words in the verse. Prithvi is the earth, signify the material elements. Avyakta, the unmanifest material nature. And Atma, the living being. And the only remaining meaning that can be assigned to Akshara is Brahman. So the verses quoted from Harivamsha Purana also describe Brahman as Sri Krishna's effulgence. And that effulgence was personally experienced by Arjuna when he was on his way to Mahavishnu along with Krishna. So later on, he inquired about this effulgence from the Lord. In reply, Krishna spoke the verses cited above, confirming that the effulgence Arjuna had witnessed was Brahman, attaining which the jnanis become liberated. So in this way, from the statements of the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, prayers of the personified Vedas, and the Puranas, it has been shown that Brahman is the qualityless feature of Bhagavan. Because it is a feature of Bhagavan, it is sometimes called his portion, his energy, or his effulgence. And those who worship the Absolute as Brahman realize it by the mercy of Bhagavan. But they fail to understand that Bhagavan is the complete manifestation of the Absolute. One can realize the Brahman only with the mercy of Bhagavan, but they consider the Brahman realization as the ultimate. but actually Bhagavan realization is higher than that. So with this 93rd anuccheda comes to here. And then the next anuccheda, Jiva Goswami will explain that how Bhagavan is the primary meaning of the word Brahma. Bhagavan is the primary meaning of the word Brahma. That is the theme of the next anuccheda. Next anuccheda is a little long. Hare Krishna. Any questions? I wanted to, I thought in this clarified, understood or experienced, there are only a very small group of people who share a particular field of activity or not. Thank you, Prof. I thought in this Kartik month, just to increase some activities of devotional service. Because Bhagavat Sandarbha has been going on since a long time. We have completed 93 anucchedas. We have 9 more anucchedas. Not a little longer, but 9 more anucchedas. Around 150 pages. I thought, can we have maybe more than one class in a week? Because we will not be able to complete in Kartik month, but at least something extra in Kartik month.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Well, next week I will be
But
leaving for Yatra.
Yatra is also
Before Yatra, now today is Friday, we are having plan. Next week, either on Monday or Tuesday, we can have class in the either in the afternoon or evening. I have to check the evening. There are some last few anuchedas are quite interesting. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam will come on the personified Vedas prayers, 98th anucheda. Quite interesting, long this one. We'll see that time. So before Yatra, maybe on Monday, can we have class? Monday would be a daytime or in the evening around this time only we can. Okay.
Prabhu, evening time will be better.
Okay.
Yeah, we can have the class, Prabhu.